So David, a 3-1 defeat at home to Workington today. Do you feel like the scoreline is probably a bit of a harsh reflection on the game overall?
I don't think it was, actually. I thought first half was pretty even. I thought we both created chances. We maybe had a slightly better chances, but Matt made a good save from close range. So going in evens was probably about right. I thought we started the second half okay, and we took the lead. I thought from that point on, though, we just lacked a bit of composure. They were relentless. They did to us what we talk about doing to other teams. They just kept coming in wave after wave after wave, and we lacked the composure to get our foot on it, to clear our lines properly. We couldn't get possession and get up the pitch. We were kind of hacking at things, not just getting to the halfway line, and that probably then resulted in them taking the lead. The third, in kind of an injury time, as the game gets stretched, you can kind of say puts a bit of ice on the cake for them. But I did think they were good value for the win tonight. I thought they were a good side.
Is that the best team who's come to Seal Park so far this season?
Yeah, I think comfortably. I thought they were steady at the back. I thought the fullbacks played very well. I thought the going forward, the front three were a real handful. Three very, very good footballers, interchanged well, linked up well, constant threat, asked a lot of questions, very good side.
Depleted squad today. Any updates on a couple of the players with injuries so far?
Probably no good news. Lads have come off tonight with little aches and twists and little sprains. We're just trying to assess where we are. We're probably going to have to bring a couple of loans in. I think we're at that stage. We've got Will and Sam who are out at Earlham. We need to look at whether we call them for weekend. We have put a couple of 7 days in, but we've not quite been able to get any of those over the line. So we are looking to add. We need to add a little bit, but it's probably the right person. There's no point just bringing people in to sit on the bench or to fill a space. It needs to be somebody who adds to the squad, who's going to be an improvement, someone pitch when they come on, or who's going to be pushing to start and improve what we've already got. So it's quite difficult. So we've got to get that balance right about getting some bodies in, but making sure they're the right people.
A word today for Joe Edwards. Came in his first start for us all season. Obviously, it's his second loan spell with us, and he didn't look out of place in that midfield today, winning the penalty as well.
Joe's superb. He's such a clever footballer, and he'd really impressed in his first loan spell. He was trying to force his way into a midfield that was in really good form. He would have started down the game, but he was recalled for various reasons. Since he's come back to us, he's been just as good. He would have started Saturday. I had no problems about throwing him Saturday, and today I thought he was excellent. I thought he grew into the game. Probably the first 10 or 15 minutes he was finding his feet, and after that he picked up some great positions. He received the ball well. He was receiving on the half turn, driving the players, making things happen. So I think he'll only get better as well as he gets more football at this level. So he's the right addition. He's the sort of player I'm talking about. He's bringing somebody in who's going to add something. He's going to be competitive and have a realistic chance of playing minutes.
And he did really well to the move that he got to win the penalty as well.
It was a really good move, really good link up, and I talked about him making those runs from deep, and he timed it exceptionally well, and then very fast feet, just kind of drew the tackle. It was a clear penalty, but he probably had a couple more of those where he just timed his run well and drifted into spaces that didn't quite come off. I think he shot first half probably a foot wide, so we've no Bailey at the moment, but I think Joe is a different player, but a good replacement.
We move on this weekend. This weekend, Hanley Town at home. Obviously, picked up a draw away. What are you expecting from that one?
Hanley aren't a bad side. I think the league shows that there were teams down towards the bottom, and Hanley are one of those. But I don't think there's a huge gulf between top and bottom. I think anybody can beat anybody, and you've seen that with some of the results and tie games. I think talked to Danny Grange before the game, and he was saying they were lucky to be Widnes with a couple of very late goals, and Widnes are currently bottom, so it's going to be a really tough fixture at their place. They were difficult to play against. They defended incredibly well, a lot of experience at the back in key areas, are very combative and decent in midfield. And I think their front three are a threat. They've got pace, they've got guile, got good movement. We need to be the side that played in the first half, not the side that played in the second half today. But we can't be too doom and gloom. I think there's a risk when you get 3-1, everybody's flat. We've been good at home, and that's the first time we had a bit of a battering really for a few months. I think legally on the other side have come and done that to us here. So you can be a bit doom and gloom, but we're still sat fifth. We're still in the playoff places. We've still got a little bit of a cushion even with the games in hand teams have beneath us. so it's still in our hands, but we need to be better. I looked at the results against different bits of the table, and against the current bottom 6 sides, we played 7 games, we picked up 10 points, and that frankly isn't good enough. And it won't be games like tonight when we run Workington close or have a tight game against Macclesfield that ultimately decide our fate at the end of the season. It will be our results against sides in the bottom 6. So we have to be on it. We have to be better. We have to win those games.
What do we need to do differently going forward for these games? Is it just a question of composure, like you said, in the second half?
It's composure, it's an ability to pick the right pass and to execute properly. I thought today we were panicked, we weren't picking passes, we were just flailing at things and therefore not clearing it. It's about being, turning teams at the right time. It's about making those forward runs and being brave. I thought up to the penalty we did that, and then we just seemed to lose. I don't know if it was focus, but it was difficult to really pinpoint what it was. We tried to change it with 𝙍𝙗𝙗 coming on, just to give us another focal point towards the top end of the pitch, try and get us up the park, but we just couldn't get out. Which I think is probably as much credit to Workington and the way they were relentless and just kept the foot on our neck when they kind of got that bit of momentum, as much as ours. But we need to do that to other teams. It's that idea of keep going. So go, and when the ball gets cleared, you do the same thing again and again and again, and eventually get your rewards.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, Nathan.